Have you ever wondered why every great empire eventually collapses? Not because of enemies at the gates, not because of revolutions or disasters, but because of something far quieter, something almost invisible until it's too late. Money. Behind every fallen empire in history, there is always a moment when its money stops working the way it once did. Rome faced it. Spain faced it. Britain faced it. And today, the United States is moving along that same path, step by step, just like the ones before it. Let's begin with Rome. Imagine an empire so vast it stretched across 3 continents. Its roads connected distant lands, its armies were unmatched, and its cities were full of life and trade. But the real secret behind Rome's power was a simple silver coin called the denarius. People trusted it. Soldiers accepted it. Merchants used it everywhere. For centuries, the denarius was stable and pure. But empires grow expensive. Rome built too much, fought too often, and expanded too far. When the empire ran out of real silver, instead of reducing spending, they reduced the silver in the coin. First a little, then much more, until a coin that once held real value became almost worthless. Imagine working for money that looks the same, but buys almost nothing. That was Rome. Prices rose 50 times. Farmers refused coins. Soldiers demanded gold. And when the money died, the empire soon followed. Not from invasion, from economic collapse. Now move forward 1,200 years to Spain. Spain discovered unimaginable wealth in the New World. Silver poured in by the shipload from a mountain of Potosi. It became the first global currency, used from Europe to Asia. Spain should become unstoppable, but easy money comes with a hidden cost. The more silver Spain brought in, the less that silver was worth. Prices rose everywhere. Inflation spread across the continent. But while money poured in, Spain didn't build industries, innovate, or produce much of its own. It simply spent on wars, on luxuries, on anything it desired. Debt grew until Spain had no choice but to default, 4 times in just 40 years. Each default destroyed trust. Lenders stopped lending. And the empire crumbled, not because of lack of wealth, but because it didn't know how to manage it. Now let's look at Britain. For more than 200 years, the British pound was the world's most powerful currency. The empire covered a quarter of the world, but 2 world wars changed everything. Britain borrowed massive amounts, abandoned the gold standard, printed money, and watched the value of the pound collapse. Inflation rose, savings vanished, and within 1 generation, the empire dissolved. A global giant brought down by money it could no longer support. And today, the pattern rises again. The United States stands where Rome, Spain, and Britain once stood, with the world's reserve currency, the world's largest economy, and the strongest military. But it also carries the same warning signs. Debt climbing higher every year, money printing becoming normal, inflation rising, countries slowly reducing their dependence on the dollar, nations buying gold at record levels. A slow but steady shift happening across the world. Every empire believes it is different. Every empire believes it can break the rules of economics. But history says otherwise. The pattern is always the same. Dominance, overexpansion, overspending, weakening currency, inflation, loss of trust, and eventually collapse. How fast will it happen? No one knows. Some empires fall suddenly, like Rome. Some fade slowly, like Britain. Some collapse through debt, like Spain. But the direction is always the same when money loses its value. If you want to understand the future, look at the past, because the pattern never lies. And right now, the world's most powerful empire is moving dangerously close to the same cliff others fell from. Stay with us. There's much more history left to reveal.